Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Songbird Sessions number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3. I can hear an echo.
I can hear an echo.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a great show lined up for you. That's not your laptop, is it?
That's the laptop, so.
Is it? Hold on one
One
second
second.
while we mute the laptop.
Ta-da. Yay.
Right, good. Oh my god. I'll tell you what, doing these things is so much fun,
It is fun.
but it is so much stress.
It's a nightmare at the same time.
I think if you're streaming on your own, it's absolutely fine because you're in control of just doing what you're doing. But as soon as you start to have 4 or 5 of you streaming or in the same session together, you get all problems with echo and different sound setups and stuff like that. So we have worked really hard to try and combat those by doing sound checks and things like that, as you'll know from other shows with Bob and things like that.
But we still seem to mess up at some point.
That's right, yeah.
Forget something.
We were about 2 minutes late, I think, coming on today because we were so enjoying playing some music. We totally forgot that we were supposed to be going live. So apologies for being a couple of minutes late. But we've got a fantastic show. Haven't we?
Oh, we really have. We've absolutely got the best at the moment.
It's one of those things where when you do the sound checks, we almost wanted to just carry on just listening to them play, really, didn't we?
Yeah, we definitely did, yeah. 100%.
So just to give you an insight into what you're going to be hearing tonight, we have the fantastic folk singer-songwriting duo, Karen Pfeiffer and Paul Walker. So Karen Pfeiffer, you might note from the name, if you don't know of them already, has a German influence, which you'll kind of hear and see coming through through the singing. Paul plays guitar and Karen plays a
Multitude
flute.
of instruments, yeah.
Yeah. So again, you're in for a treat. And then a guy I've met before. So I've not met Karen and Paul other than doing the sound checks and things like that. So Sam kind of has introduced us to them. But the next guy, Gareth Heesom, I have met before because we've done a stream together. So I've heard Gareth. So he is a country singer-songwriter, but he's got quite a gravelly kind of rock vibe going through his voice as well, which is just fantastic.
He's absolutely gorgeous.
It is.
It was really good just listening to him on the sound check. I was thinking, oh, I know I'm quite deep and basic, but that was beautiful. Really, really nice voice.
And so I think in his bio it says something like he's almost a cross between sort of a Johnny Cash and a John Bon Jovi kind of thing.
Yeah.
So again, you're in for a real treat. And they're sitting backstage kind of probably giggling away waiting to come on. So just to let you know, what we'll do is we'll probably start the show off. We'll do a song. I was about to call you Gareth then. So, Sam and I...
Gareth, come and sit up here.
Yeah. Sam and I will do a song. And then we shall get our artists in. And then we'll get them the usual format. They'll do a couple of songs each, and they'll introduce the song and what it's about and kind of maybe the story behind it. And then after that, we'll just do some chat and we'll find out about the songwriting process, influences, all that.
Yeah, and a bit more about them as well.
That's it. Where they're from, where you can find them, those sorts of things. What gigs they've got coming up in the future, if any. But also remember, this is a free show. We don't take any money from it or anything like that. We got Bob Galley on.
Yeah, we got Bob Galley, who was
Bob
on the last
Galley.
show.
Welcome, Bob.
This Saturday, because we was having so many problems online, I went to Bob. If we still have problems, I'm coming all the way down there to see you and we'll get it done. But Bob played his first live performance in Glastonbury. And I said to him, I'll bring my guitar, we can have a jam. He goes, no. You can play in the break. So massive thanks to Bob there. It was an absolutely fantastic night and the hotel was perfect. So, yeah, it was really good.
Again, check him out if you get the opportunity. So I was just... What was I going to say? I was going to say something before Bob brightened my afternoon. So the show, we run the show free. We don't take any money from it, but obviously all the people performing are performing artists. So when they come up, they will have a PayPal link to their tip jar. So if you can afford even just £1 or £2, please consider donating if you like their music and stuff like that. Every little bit just helps to keep musicians kind of tracking on at the moment until live gigs and that start occurring again.
Yeah, definitely.
All right?
Yeah.
So should we do something and kick off?
So what we're going to do, Andy, I think the song we're going to do is that I've played this more than you've actually played it.
Yeah.
So this is a Andy Hughes original. I've got to be really careful here now because the girlfriend, Andy, is probably going to be really upset with me because I promised her I would never play this song with you.
It's a bizarre concept, though, isn't it? Your girlfriend gets upset.
No, well, she doesn't get upset. That's a lie.
You can't play a song with her that's actually my song.
Yeah, but we do it so good together.
Okay, so this is a song called Learn to Fly. And I wrote it because when I'm not doing music, the work I do involves a lot of coaching, a lot of training, a lot of working with kind of all sorts of people, all ages, all levels in business. And one of the most common things I hear from people is this imposter syndrome, where they kind of are deluding themselves in a way that they are this person who is supposed to be great, is supposed to be fantastic, but we all share that same insecurity that kind of says, am I really good enough? And we get the nerves and the fear and things like that. So I spend a lot of time coaching people to say, just go with it, because we're all in the same boat. We're all in that kind of imposter syndrome at some point, but we all eat, we all drink, we all sleep, we all have a job to do. So this kind of was born out of that. So it was about kind of just take it on the chin, get up, spread your wings out, go and have a go, and you'll find that most things generally kind of go okay. So that's Jenny, isn't it?
So Jenny's just said it made her mum cry, this song.
This one?
Yeah, as well.
Should we play it?
No, let's change our mind. No, I'm joking.
Right, I need to stick the reverb on. Right, this is called Learn to Fly. Silent thoughts echo through the light. Wisdom comes not without a fight. Please believe, if only you will try. Steal away and never wonder why you were born to fly. Shadows play where doubt and fear collide. Builds a wall, keeps you safe inside. Hide away, you never will be free. Freedom finds the soul that learns to breathe, to believe. Spread your wings so you can fly. Dare to dream and dare to try. Ride the wind and as the clouds go by, learn to fly, learn to fly. Angels sleep whenever you believe in yourself and all that you achieve. Feel the wonder of the things you know. Make a path and find the strength to go and learn to grow. Spread your wings so you can fly. Dare to dream and dare to try. Ride the wind and as the clouds go by, learn to fly, learn to fly. Spread your wings so
so you can fly. Dare to dream and dare to try. Ride the wind and as the clouds go by, learn to fly, learn to fly, learn to fly, learn to fly.
There we go. That wasn't too bad. There we go. So that's a song of mine called Learn to Fly that Sam and Jenny, his girlfriend, have stolen blatantly. There is a lawsuit currently running. So if you log on to government.uk, you can actually...
see that it's been written and produced by Sam Schemmel.
Yeah, that's it. Right. Without further ado, we're going to bring in our guests, and we're going to have a little bit of kind of an introduction from them. So where they're from, their backgrounds and things like that. And then we should get them to play some songs, introduce their songs, and then we'll talk about their songwriting process and inspiration and things like that. So without further ado, I shall turn to my left, and cunningly we have a laptop here so that I don't have to keep leaning forward like I did last time and have to look like it's completely amateur. Boom.
Woo. Hello.
Hello.
Boom. There we go.
Hi.
Hi, Gareth.
Hello.
So,
how are you?
We're good, thank you. And you?
Oh, good.
Great, lovely to see you.
that is a hell of a background, I have to say. That is.
What?
Did you paint that or stitch it or something? Is it?
It's just fabric.
It's
Oh.
it's from Ghana. Well, this
Ooh.
part is from Ghana, and this part is from Ibiza.
Wow.
Wow. Well, that's impressive. Although I have to say, Gareth has got a banjo and guitars on the back of his wall. So
Yeah, but
that's a
I
thumbs up as well.
I have to say, if we took that down, that's what you'd see.
And me, all I've got is pictures and stuff like that. I mean, candles
I
and
can
stuff.
see some guitars back there.
There's a few.
There are, in fact, you can. Yeah. There's a couple of Yamahas. What else have I got? That's it, isn't it? I'm a Yamaha freak, I have to say. Although
Good.
this is my baby. This is a 1984 Martin D28 HD28.
Good.
It's funny though, everybody, because my old Echo, is a 1971, which is Andy's birthday. Well, year, and his guitar is 1984, which is mine, which is quite ironic,
Oh,
really.
I'll have to
We
swap
should
that
switch guitars. We should switch
Yeah, you should.
guitars.
I was going to say I feel old now. All of a
You are.
sudden.
That's a nice Echo. I bought an Echo in 1970.
Yeah, this is the limited edition version. So the signed.
Yours are
Dark Horse.
always limited edition versions.
You
so-
know that, mate. You know that.
Well, that's shocking. He likes your Echo more than he likes my Martin, and it's probably worth.
No, I'm a Martin
5,
man.
6
I've
No,
got-
he's Right, very funnily, I went to play at Paul's open mic at Granville's, and I took my Martin 0018, and literally about 4 days later, Paul sent me a message going, "You owe me about $2,500," and I was like, "What are you going on about?" Because I've just bought a 0018.
You watch next week. Gareth is going to go out and say, "Right, you owe him $2,500." Yeah.
I've got my baby.
And
What
what's
is that? That's a
Gareth?
Gibson, is it?
My Gibson Songwriter Deluxe.
Oh,
Very nice.
Do you know what? I was in Nashville in December.
yeah, December. Yeah.
December. And I went and recorded some tracks in a studio that once had George Jones, Dolly Parton, and people like that in it. It was amazing. But the guy, when I walked in, had two guitars. He had a Taylor,
But yeah,
and he
spit it
had
out.
yeah, and he had a Gibson Songwriter. And he said, "Which one do you want to play?" I said, "Stupid question, stupid question." So I picked up the Songwriter and recorded some tracks with it. Beautiful guitar, absolutely beautiful.
I picked it up in the shop, strummed one chord, and I was like, "This is my guitar."
The sustain and the resonance on it is just bonkers good.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll learn a bit more about guitars, instruments, and Karen, I think you probably got a surprise for us with something where you were doing that the other day. So I'm expecting to see
my little
either
flutes
a-
are lined up behind me there.
either a weird-looking recorder or something better. So first of all, if you can just give the viewers a bit of an intro about yourselves, where you kind of come from in the country, your kind of a little bit about your background, not too much because we're going to delve into it a little bit later as well. So we'll start with ladies first. So Gareth, if you want to go first, no.
You couldn't control yourself.
I couldn't resist.
It's the hair. What can I say?
That's it. Yeah. Karen and Paul, if you want to give us just a little bit of an insight into your kind of background and how you kind of formed.
Sure. Shall I lead? Okay.
Lead the way.
My name is Paul Walker. I was born in Stoke-on-Trent. Although we live in just outside of Stoke-on-Trent now in Eccleshall. I spent 12 years down in London during my corporate days, doing similar stuff to you, actually, Andy. My background is management training too.
Okay.
Then I quit all that and came back to Staffordshire, and during that time met Karen at my open mic in Granvilles. And Karen is your damsel from Deutschland. She'd just moved to England.
Yeah.
So are you actually from Germany, or did you just take your name and kind of go, it sounds much cooler?
Ich bin aus Stuttgart in Deutschland und vielleicht haben wir ja auch ein paar deutsche Zuschauer. Da kann ich ja mal noch ein bisschen schönen guten Abend. Schön, dass ihr alle hier seid.
She just stumbled through some broken English.
That's exactly what I was thinking, actually, when you said that. Yeah,
I thought I'd entertain you the whole night in German today, just to make a little bit of a difference. But no, I'm originally from the area of Stuttgart in southern Germany, which is sort of halfway between Munich and Frankfurt.
I've been there.
Have you? Did you buy a Porsche or something there?
No. I drove past the dealership with all of them in the windows. Yeah.
Yeah, I got enough money.
Yeah,
in a Porsche.
No. Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, it's just sort of north of the Black Forest, where they all grow all the gatto. And and I came to England in 2008. And yes, now I'm here, and it looks like I'm here to stay.
So did you come to England for work or music?
Well, I came with my then partner, actually.
Okay. Enough said. Move on.
No, absolutely fine. No, nothing, no problem at all. No, I came together with him and started working here, obviously, and I started as an outdoor education instructor, not at all with music, and I got to know Paul at Granvilles, yes, where I was just playing the guitar myself. Only a crafter though.
That's all right. I owned a crafter.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic guitars. Nothing wrong with them.
But then I was sort of picked up by people said you better leave playing the guitar and focus on the singing, and here I am.
Okay.
And for the last 3 years, Karen's been a full-time singer in the care homes.
And of course,
until March.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay. So you go around care homes and you do sessions with people where you kind of sing and reminisce and all that kind of stuff, is it?
Yeah. I've got a repertoire. I always call it a musical bouquet from the 1920s to the 1970s.
Oh, fantastic!
Wow.
Yeah, and it brings back memories. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah,
good job. It's nice. I miss it very much.
She practices on me.
That's right. Yeah. Let's not go there. Well, as soon as people start talking about age now, I get depressed.
Oh.
So I've been to Stuttgart, and I was actually staying in a place called Ingolstadt.
Yeah, that's in Bavaria, though. Yeah.
Yes, which is about an hour south of there, is it?
It's probably an hour and a half, sort of southeast.
Yeah, but don't forget the speed at which the Germans drive. It was about an hour. Here it'd be about an hour and a half. Yeah.
I was kind of expecting Kevin to go, it's nowhere near.
Yeah. No, I wasn't that drunk. Yeah. Beautiful place. Beautiful part of the world.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, right. So, Gareth, follow that. That was an
introduction.
Think I can.
Mine's quite boring. I live in a small place called Runcorn, which is, if you don't know, it's kind of between Liverpool and Chester.
Okay.
Very nice.
So
I've passed through it.
Yeah, most people have gone over the bridge. That's most people's experience of Runcorn. They went over the Runcorn Bridge.
Is that
Normally
the one where you
normally
get
on the way to Wales or something like that?
Is that where you get a fine or something if you don't pay the toll?
That's the Mersey Gateway Bridge. Yeah,
okay.
That's the tolled one.
Yeah, I got caught by
the
that.
Runcorn Bridge is still closed. I think it's due to open next month. I think, or the month after.
So people go and check out the Runcorn Bridge.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It is a nightmare.
It's meant to be better now that.
It's lies. It's lies, Gareth. It's lies.
I've not really been out the house since March, so I don't know. I've had no idea what it's like out there anymore.
It's a wasteland.
Oh, that's not changed then.
No.
The apocalypse
I'll have
landed.
to be nicer about Runcorn. I've been out a little bit. I've actually been to a couple of festivals of late, and I've got another one in Lincolnshire this weekend, so that'll be.
Oh, fantastic!
You did one this weekend, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, I was in Oxfordshire the weekend.
Oh, okay. With
broke my tent.
With
that
was it Harriet?
on Sunday. That was on Sunday in Manchester. So
okay.
I played in Oxfordshire on Friday, and then done another hour on Saturday morning. And then drove back to Runcorn and then went to Manchester on Sunday.
Jeez. And people think a life of a musician is glamorous.
It's definitely not.
I got to see a field, sleeping in a tent with a flat airbed.
As well.
And
an audience where they couldn't speak or say anything.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no amplification allowed at that one. Oxfordshire Council decided that we weren't allowed to amplify anything, so it was all done just acoustics and singing. So I think I sung for about 4 hours without any speakers.
Wow.
I've not done that for a long time. So that was interesting. It's like thinking of songs. It's like I can't do that one because that's all picky and no one heard the guitar, especially the winds that we had as well, which made it fun.
No one likes wind.
Oh, yeah.
No.
So your kind of musical starting out. Have you always played country? Have you played different stuff?
No, I've played all different stuff. I mean, the scene around here is mostly rock and indie, and that's when I started playing again. That's what I tried to fit into.
Right.
Because I stopped playing for a long time, just where I was in life. It just guitar went up on top of the wardrobe. It came down, and a few years ago, I bought myself this as a nice treat.
I was going to say, if you do that again, before sending it up on top of the wardrobe, send it to me. I'll have it. No,
I don't. Yeah. This is one of the children now. It's,
yeah. They definitely come party, yeah.
Don't tell the kids I said that.
I'll be a child. I'm up for adoption. Right.
He's not lying.
Okay.
He's not lying.
I've always listened to country. Growing up, there's a guy called Don Williams who
was
a favourite of my mum and dad. So we used to go around with tapes in the car. That's how old we are, with having no CDs in our cars. So and we used to listen to it, and I loved it. He's still one of my favourites now. It's something that I listen to, and I think a lot of the way I sing was ingrained from what he done. I mean, but we had Beatles, we had George Benson, we had the various soul CD, and we had Ralph McTell and Tom Paxton. So it was a good wide variety of a lot of songwriters and singers that told great stories, and that's kind of what I fell in love with musically. But I must admit, I didn't try playing guitar until I heard Nirvana Unplugged.
Oh, okay.
There's a bit of a contrast.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a contrast. I was in school one day, and I used to go to the gym after school, and I was doing a machine. They had a TV in the corner, and it just came on with one of the songs. I think it was Man Who Sold the World.
That was
the
original MTV stuff, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. All the unplugged stuff. So I think that was the song that was on, and I just kind of stopped and just watched it, the whole song. I was like, I want to do that. I think the thing with that more than a lot of their other stuff was just the emotion was just so raw.
Right, let me stop you there, because whilst this is fantastic, what we're in danger of doing is fitting all of the stuff we want to chat about into this bit.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing to talk about later. So I want to come back to that, because I had a bit of a similar journey into songwriting where I saw somebody do something on a TV and thought, oh my God, I want to write like that. So we will come back to that, because again, we want to find out not just your influences, but also things like, how do you write? What's your kind of process for writing and that? Just because it helps out some of the people who are listening as well when they're thinking, I want to write a song, or my writing has hit a bit of a stalemate or something. First of all, though, let's hear some songs from you.
Yeah, definitely.
So we will duck out of the stream, and if Paul and Karen, if you can go first, that'd be great. And then Gareth and us will disappear and leave you kind of in full view. so we can see you nice and big. And then if you can just play a couple of songs, introduce the songs, and if you can tell us a little bit about where they came from and the kind of influence behind the song. And then after that, we'll get Gareth to do a couple of songs, same process, and then we'll talk a little bit more, if that's all right.
Yeah, that sounds fun to me.
Yeah.
That's great, guys.
Okay, so I shall
See you in a few minutes.
kick us out of the stream, and you are free to... oh dear, something went wrong.
Oh, yes, that's right.
That's never good when it says something went wrong. Right. I set myself up to come in on this laptop so that I could then not have to move. I called myself Dumbledore. How good was that? Right, back in a moment.
All right. Okay, hi again.
Hello.
So yes, we're going to sing a couple of songs. This first one, just a little bit of background to it, started with Karen having an experience in Birmingham with some homeless people.
Well, it was I came back from London on the train, and I was having to walk from Moore Street to New Street. And who's not that familiar with Birmingham, it's not a very far way to go, about 5 minutes on foot. But in that short distance, I came across so many people being under the bridge and everything, and I shared out all the food I had in my pockets, my stuff, my cake and everything I had for the journey, and but I soon ran out of it, and it was a very big experience for me. Even arriving at New Street, there was a lot of people in need, and that quite shocked me, because I didn't know Birmingham like that when I first arrived about 8 or 10 years ago. It just wasn't like that, so I came home quite upset, and that led to Paul writing this song.
And I responded, I said, yes, a very fine line between home comforts and homelessness, really. And there's the old saying that many people today are only 1 or 2 paydays away from crossing that line. And so Karen said, well, that should be the focal point of the song. And so we played about with it for a while, and came up with this one. But the title is simply "What If My Pockets Were Empty."
Right, I'll just
Are you going to click that
I'm
now?
leaning forward, that's right. Just in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just changing a setting to make it nicer for you, the sound. There you go. And
It doesn't make the song any better, but it sounds nice.
hopefully. What if my pockets were empty, and no more could I hold my head high? Could I still claim a seat at your table? Would I still be that glint in your eye? And what if the words that define me would no longer be spoken with pride? What if my pockets were empty? Would I still have you here by my side? A cup that cries for mercy, or a glass that calls for wine? There but for good fortune, and down that slippery road go I. Many words are spoken, too few deeds are done. For those whose lives are broken, what their hopeless worlds become. What if my pockets were empty, and no more could I hold my head high? Could I still claim a seat at your table? Would would I still be that glint in your eye? And what if the words that define me would no longer be spoken with pride? What if my pockets were empty? Would I still have you here by my side? Is it true what people say? We're all just a payday away. So come and walk beside me to meet us apart, past the doorways of our town, past the eyes that say, so why me? Why must I bear this cross and thorny crown? If your life changed tomorrow, if your ship just turned around, too proud to beg or borrow, too scared to face the cold, cold ground. What if my pockets were empty, and no more could I hold my head high? Could I still claim a seat at your table? Would I still be that glint in your eye? And what if the words that define me could no longer be spoken with pride? What if my pockets were empty? Would I still have you here by my side? What if my pockets were empty?
What if my pockets were empty?
Thank you very much. If anybody was clapping at home. Yeah, I'll just turn off that effect thing. It's not an effect really, is it?
No.
Yep.
Okay, so that was What If My Pockets Were Empty.
Yeah, we didn't really know about the situation now for musicians, of course, when we wrote that, because it had a different background, but we were quite surprised on how this applies to so many more people now. And
well, yeah, I mean, the pandemic has just brought a lot of, I won't say poverty yet, I don't really know, but I'm sure it's going to affect people a hell of a lot. So you have quite a few empty pockets in the months to come, I think. So this next one, I didn't know what the next one was going to be until a few moments ago, but I call this one Mary Mary. We always, when we introduce this on stage, we always do it as a joke that Karen, I always say that Karen got upset that I wrote a song about somebody named Mary.
so you find that funny then, do you?
It's called Mary Mary, and I always say that it was poetic license. It started off as Karen, but it sounded crap.
I don't think so. I mean, he writes a love song, calls it Mary Mary, and then he thinks I find that okay. I mean, come on.
But that's only the onstage introduction. In reality, and I probably never really said this to Karen, actually.
Oh dear, what's coming now?
I was just imagining somebody people watching and fantasize, sitting in a cafe, for instance, and watching somebody across the other side of the cafe and imagining what their life was or whatever. And that's really what it is. It's people watching. That's
is it?
Yeah.
I've always had it in my mind that, you know, somebody was in the, say, 17 or when I learned about it in the 17 or 1800s, probably was, you know, on that courtyard, and there was this maid or something at the,
really?
you know, at the well and getting the water out and feeding the chickens and everything. And there would be this young man perking around the corner and looking and thinking. So there's a lot of interpretations.
Nothing like that. It was in Starbucks.
Or any other coffee chain we won't name now.
So yeah. And another little thing about this, I was driving home. I was playing a Ralph McTell record, And I was listening to his guitar, and I thought, ooh, that's in drop D, that is. And I thought, but what's he doing there? And he was playing all up in the top end. So when I got home, I picked the guitar up and I started noodling in the top end. And this is not what Ralph Mattel played. This is what I play. And this is how this. Well, we can talk about that later, of course. But this song really developed from this little riff.
It's a nice Ralph McTell story about Paul, if you want to ask him later about it as well. I've got my Irish flute. It's not a funny recorder. It's an Irish flute. It's a wooden flute, and it's tuned in D. Not tuned in D, it's a D flute, I've been told. And I'll just get the settings right again, and then we'll sing the song for you, Mary, Mary.
Quite the fairest face I've ever seen, fairer than you'd see on any beauty magazine. I think it fair to tell you, I've got my eye on you. I could be there fast as lightning if you want me to. Mary, Mary, just the sweetest song I've ever heard. Sing it like you did just now, I'll hang on every word. I think it fair to tell you, I've got my eye on you. I could play for you each morning, should you want me to. Such a fragrant flower can't be found. I see you in my garden, just the sweetest rose around. I think it fair to tell you, I've got my eye on you. I could be a bumblebee, should you want me to. But Mary, Mary, how am I to know what you desire? What if there's a man already waiting by your fire? I think it's time to tell you, I'm in love with you. I could be that man there waiting, if you love me too. I could be that man there waiting, if you love me too. I could be that man there waiting, if you love me too. I could be that man there waiting.
Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful. That really was. Right, I have to follow that. Right, here we go. First song we're going to do, it's a song I wrote for a friend of mine who was going through a relationship with a girl who just wanted to change everything about him. I think she had an idea of a perfect man, and they just weren't quite right for each other as much as they wanted to be. So I wrote this song, and he came up. I didn't tell him it was about him. He came up and told me that it really resonated with him, and he knows now after the split up. But this is a song called "She Don't Want You." She don't want you, she wants the man she's thinking of. Though she hasn't met him yet, it means you'll never be enough. You can't give your heart without giving all the rest. And that's why true love's a test. Started so sunshine and it's light. I swear things have never felt so right. When the light fades and you're crawling in the door, wondering what happened to your heart. She don't want you, she wants the man she's thinking of. Though she hasn't met him yet, it means you'll never be enough. You can't give your heart without giving all the rest. And that's why true love's a test. You don't claim to be the perfect man. She swore she'd always understand. Then she starts and peels away your soul. Boy, you're done, you lost control. She don't want you, she wants the man she's thinking of. Though she hasn't met him yet, it means you'll never be enough. But you can't give your heart without giving all the rest. And that's why true love's a test. Oh, you never made it easy. You give love all you got. You can't change what's inside. You can't be what you know. This will always end in your defeat. A journey you could not complete. When you see the light and you tore yourself apart, trying to beat for someone else's heart. But she don't want you, she wants the man she's thinking of. Well, she hasn't met him yet, it means you'll never be enough. But you can't give your heart without giving all the rest. And that's why true love's a test. Thank you. What am I going to play now? Something that sounds a little bit happier, I think. This next song, it's actually released this as a single back in May. If you go on YouTube, there's a nice animated me on there because we couldn't go outside and do a video, so I had to animate it. This is a song that came to life. I was speaking to a friend of mine, and she was in the early start of a relationship with a guy. Well, potentially in the early start of a relationship with a guy. It didn't actually go anywhere, and he was being quite coy and shy. And it just reminded me of kind of how shy and kind of not knowing whether or not I could actually say anything to my now wife about how I feel about her. So I started to think about it. I came with this song. It's called "Hold You in My Dreams." You're the prettiest thing I ever seen, like you were made from all my dreams, and you hold my heart there with you. Nothing I can do to keep me falling so madly deeply, oh, the way I do. One day I'll be brave enough and I'll tell you about this love for now. Hold you in my dreams, hold you in my dreams. No, your head just won't look well. You treat me like a book and see your name on every line. Plan it out 1,000 ways, thought all the perfect words are saying, I'll say them maybe next time. One day I'll be brave enough and I'll tell you about this love for now. Hold you in my dreams, hold you in my dreams. And if I said those words to you, oh tell me, what would you do with your life? Would you hold me tight? Each time I try to say those words, my heart pounds. I'm all so scared, and then you're gone. You're out of sight. One day I'll be brave enough and I'll tell you about this love for now. Hold you in my dreams, hold you in my dreams. Oh, we while away all the perfect summer days. Watch the sun go down, see the lights come on in town, celebrate this love we found. And I told you about this love I know. I still hold you in my dreams. Thank you.
You know what I so love.
Great job, Gareth.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Wow. Lovely. Great
I love the idea of just leaving you sat there on your own, kind of going, well, is he supposed to be coming back in, or am I just going to... Yeah. But that's
I'd
just
probably
the
give up and
sadist
play
in
another
me.
song if you'd done that.
Yeah. We're musicians, what else would we do, right? Yeah. So that was fantastic. Well done to both of you. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Karen, I can understand why you get upset with Mary.
Thank you.
Rightly so.
It's a proper love song, isn't it?
In fact, I think you should give him a slap so all our viewers can kind of see. Go on.
Well, thanks for the lovely comments as well. I've seen there's lovely comments on Facebook as well and everything. So thanks for that.
So I am trying to, as you're playing, because I'm busy listening, you know, it's fair to say I forget to kind of sometimes pop up the comments, but I will try and do my best. Likewise, I will pop up your tip jar links as well. So again, folks listening in, please don't forget, if you've got £1 or £2 you care to donate through the tip jar links, it would help the artist out. And also £1 or £2 for a night of entertainment is not too bad.
It's very cheap, really.
Not too bad at all.
It is.
The price of a pint.
That's about the cost of one of my
Where are you
entire
getting your
gigs.
pints?
Actually, believe it or not, when I went to Glastonbury, the hotel that we were stopping in, it was roughly about £2.90, I think, was for a pint down there.
Wow.
The wine was really cheap. I know that. I'll tell you something.
I prefer homebrew. Right, so you got some questions to ask, haven't you?
Yeah, Gareth. So, can you explain to us all out here where your influences come from? And obviously, because you started touching on it, it was like, oh, we've got to rein him back, But yeah, explain to us your interests and what inspired you to write and obviously play.
Yeah, well, I mean, my dad played guitar when I was younger, so there was a guitar in the house that we got to listen to. But yeah, we used to. I mean, I had uncles in the army, and one lived in Belgium, one lived in Germany, and we drove there. So
It's like a Germany night tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is, isn't it? I must have had no idea whereabouts in Germany it was. I was about, I think I was about 7 or 8, and we got in the car. I mean, this is back in the days when we threw a mattress in the back, and me and my brother slept in there whilst we drove to Dover.
Fantastic.
So, but there was a lot of we just had tapes, and we had we had the Beatles on there, which I think most families have to listen to that at some point. There was a lot of Ralph McTell. I mean, we did like Tom Paxton. A lot of his funny songs that he wrote for his kids. We love them. And then it was like there was Don Williams, who was still is one of my favourite artists. And we had I remember we had a bit of Billy Joel as well.
I love Billy Joel.
I used to. Oh, I do.
I do.
And I was just. It was just there, so you just kind of take it in. And I was always taken more with older music. Growing up through the 80s, I wasn't really taken with a lot of the music. I've just got an older soul when it comes to music of somebody playing an instrument and listening. And then it got to about 94, I think it was, and MTV Unplugged was the big thing, and Nirvana Unplugged was just on the telly, and I was in the school gym, and I was awestruck, going, I want to do that, because that emotion, I love that. And it's still there now with people like Chris Stapleton, who is absolutely fantastic. A guy called Jason Isbell is amazing.
Oh,
strings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's all these people, and they just the emotion's right at the front of the song. It's more important than the lyrics and the melody. It's about trying to get that feeling across, and that's what I absolutely love. And that's one of the reasons why I've been drawn to country. Apart from the fact that my voice goes that way naturally anyway. I mean, somebody shared a video from about 4 or 5 years ago, and there was me singing a song. I'm like, yeah, it still sounded country then. And I was so busy trying to fit in with the scene that was in front of me that I didn't take the time originally to sit back and think what I was, find myself as a singer and a songwriter. So yeah, it took a little while, but finally found it.
And thank God you did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you remember the song that made you think, that's it, I want to write songs like that?
I think there's a Don Williams song called "I'm Just a Country Boy."
Yep, I know it well.
Is beautiful, and "I Believe in You" is one of my favourites as well. And, there's just so many Don Williams ones that I listen to, and then a lot of Johnny Cash ones as well, like Ring of Fire and Folsom Prison. I think they're amazing. I just love them. I can listen to them for ages.
Yeah. Well, the good thing with Johnny Cash is all through his career, he did great songs. So in his early career, he did some fantastic songs, and right the way through into his later life, he was producing some of his best stuff. I think written stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas when you look at someone like Elvis to me did his best stuff in his early years.
Yeah.
And then it became a commercial show kind of thing, and all the cheesiness came in and stuff like that. But that's a bit more Marmite. So you get some people who love his older years and hate his early years. Whereas with Johnny Cash, he just seemed to go right the way through.
There was an album, wasn't there, a couple of years ago that was done from a lot of his poems.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that was really, really good. And Brad Paisley had one, and it was so beautiful. It's worth checking out.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Karen and Paul, please explain to us, obviously, where your inspirations come from and who inspired you guys to start writing your own music.
Well, I can start because I'm really fast at that. Paul did inspire me to write. Let's put it that way, because without him, I've had a few goes at writing when I was a teenager and everything, and I never sort of understood how to do it, and I still really don't that much. So my first real song inspirational songwriting experience came with Paul and from Paul, and that's what we do together now. But I was in music very early, singing and everything, but that's not the question. So if you want to know more about that, ask me later. And that's my songwriting inspiration, really, Paul.
So was there anybody was there anybody that you wanted to be like, Karen? That kind of like, you know. That you saw and thought, you know what? That's the sort of music I want to be doing.
Oh, well, there's a lot of, I think. I mean, one of my big heart CDs that I had was a CD by Luca Bloom called Turf. And I saw him live the first time when he was 17.
Are you familiar with that name, anybody?
Luca Bloom is an Irish singer-songwriter, very big in Ireland, in Australia, and in America.
But you'll know his brother.
I was just about to say that, yeah. His brother, it was Christy Moore.
Okay, we know Christy Moore.
Yeah. And Luca jokingly often says, "You might know my brother, Christy Bloom." So yes, but Luca Bloom is quite big in Germany as well. And I think that's a sort of the disc that inspired me a lot for the music. But of course, I was like Gareth said earlier, I was much into the music of my brother, who was 4 years older than me, and he listened to all that 70s stuff, 60s and 70s stuff, and I got a lot of inspiration from all that sort of things, like, you know, all the big names from the 70s. I don't have to name them all. I think Paul will name them anyway in a minute.
I have to say, Paul, you got some making up to do. So you wrote a song called Mary Mary, which was a love song that was about minus 150 points. And Karen's saying you inspired her and influenced her, which has got to be about plus 3,000 points.
Yeah.
That's lots of wine and flowers.
Yeah, definitely.
I like it.
Well, okay.
Right, moving on.
All right. Well, if we come to me, well,
it's on my side. Can you tell?
Yeah. I'm slightly older than most of you. I've got 6 or 7 years on most of you, probably. That's if you like put Sam and Andy together. I've got 6 or 7 years on that.
I'm 75. I just look good for my age. That's
it. So I was playing at the age of 14 in bands. Or groups, as we called them then, in the 60s. The Beatles and the Searchers and all these groups were out at the time, and there was me and my schoolmates, and we had a manager, and we did proper booked gigs. But it was a natural thing to me that I just walked along, turned up for rehearsal one day, and I said, "I've written a song," and so. And that one was called Sally, funnily enough. But anyway, that's another story.
This isn't getting better. This isn't.
When you're in the hole, stop digging. Yeah. So that came. So that was just a natural thing to want to sing my own songs. But I've never been that prolific to be able to do that all the time. So really, who are my influences? Well, obviously, first of all, the Beatles and all that stuff, all that era. But then the 70s were very big for me. And I think out of all that, and continued to this day, I think my ultimate influences, or inspiration, I won't say influence, but inspiration is Neil Young.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Okay. Pre-Nashby, Stills and Young, or?
Pardon?
Prior to Nashby, Stills and Young?
Love them as well, yes. And Crosby, fantastic. Yeah. Great. Yeah, all that era. So the songwriters of then, James Taylor, Cat Stevens, of course, is massive.
Massive.
Usually somebody with an acoustic guitar and singing is somebody that has inspired me.
In country terms, that's 3 chords and the truth, or I think we call it.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll talk some more, but I think people are probably going, let's hear some music. Let's hear
definitely.
some music.
Let's hear some more.
So we'll change it around this time. Who's going to go first?
We'll have Gareth on first for a couple of songs, and then we'll change it round to Karen and Paul.
Okay.
And I shall do the technical bit, which
and
is...
we'll talk to you a little bit later.
To eject Karen and Paul from the stream, rather nicely.
Right, this song's going to be a little bit more folky, but the story behind it's quite interesting. This room in now in our living room. I can't show you around because we're busy packing for our festival tomorrow, so there's clothes everywhere. And if I spin this round, I won't be going camping. I'll be dead in the back garden. But the guy actually painted this as well. That picture there. It's an artist called Remy Labar, and we decorated this room in lockdown. Got the wallpaper up and painted the walls. Hung the guitars on the wall because before that they'd been shoved in the cases in the cupboard. I put a picture on Instagram of this guitar sat next to a paint we've got on the wall over there of Remy's paintings, and I tagged them in it as you normally would, not expecting anything to come of it. And then I was a bit weird and freaked out because this artist, who me and my wife absolutely adore, liked the picture. And the next minute he sent me a message saying that he'd listened to some of my songs and he liked them. And I was kind of blown away by that. And he asked me if I'd write a song inspired by his music, by his work, and I thought about it. I thought yes, and we chatted for a while. And I kind of realized that the song had to kind of take in parts of him as well, because his work is part of him, and it's very music based. If you search for any of his works online, I'm looking at a picture now of a guy holding a violin, and then the one over in the far side is a guy sat at a piano. So kind of going back and forth, and then I came with this song called Love at Night, which is a song I wrote for him, and then lo and behold, he sent us this as a thank you, which we're blown away with as well. So this is called Love at Night. The heart is a lonely hunter. See portraits inside. Each canvas is a new song, just waiting for the light. Does that shy boy live within you? Does he still have the world to prove? From swimming in the black lakes to painting your childhood room. Give your love a night, moments so revealed. You're longing for the feeling you thought it disappeared. A band of brushes play your song, dancing in every stroke. Can you recall the perfume, the feeling she evoked? Places music always plays, inspired by the heartbeats. Beauty held your gaze when you opened up your soul. Let the music paint the room. When your red wine's overflowing, your paintbrush sings the mood. When the red wine's overflowing, let your paintbrush sing the mood. Right, I'm gonna go from that one. Yeah, play. This is one of the first songs I ever wrote. So one of the reasons why I started writing was trying to tell my now wife how I felt about her, and realizing very quickly that we were both a bit older. That we'd said the words and heard the words that I was trying to say to her before. So and I wanted to try and explain that something actually felt a bit stronger than what I could actually just say. So the song's called Ever See. Thanks, Mum and Dad. Well, I can't find the words, the ones you never heard, the ones that speak straight to your heart. And if I ever find just the right kind, I'll have meant them from the start. One day you can see all that you are to me. I'll have found the words to say. Until that day arrives, I won't compromise. I'll try each and every day, and I'll do everything I can to make you understand. You're the air I breathe, you're the light I see. You're more than I could wish you to be. You make my heart sing, you're my everything. You're all my heart will ever see. If I could be all you ever need, I could never ask for more. For all you give to me, for all eternity, I will be forever yours. And I'll do everything I can to make you understand. You're the air I breathe, you're the light I see. You're more than I could wish you to be. You make my heart sing, you're my everything. You're all my heart will ever see.
Hello again.
That was great, Gareth.
Wow, well
as
done,
well.
Gareth. Beautiful.
Fabulous.
Sounds absolutely beautiful, didn't it? Brilliant.
Stunning. So this song was written in Germany. Again, there's two stories to it. One is the stage story that we just tell.
Giving everything away now.
One is the stage story that we tell, which is it was influenced by a place we went in Cologne.
Which is the truth, although it's part of the...
Yeah, but that's not what the story's about. It was influenced by this nightclub we were in called the Six Pack, and it's very dark, seedy, candlelit, but they had great music there.
Smoke in the air.
That's right, because people still smoked.
Opening in very strange times, like at 11 o'clock at night and until like 4 o'clock in the morning, and place called Six Pack because you could only buy 6 packs there and so that's all the truth.
But the story in the song, first of all, you have to imagine that you're in the Six Pack, and the story in the song
in the morning.
The story in the song is an ex-lover of Karen's appears. It's called Play Me a Love Song.
The bar almost empty, the night nearly done. Just 2 songs to sing, and away we can run. A man on a bar stool, in love with his glass. One more at the table, whose best days have passed. A couple are fighting over old love affairs, and the barman is dreaming of millionaires. Then play me a love song, comes a call from the floor. I need something to sing as I walk out the door. The streets will be lonely, the streets will be cold. There's nobody waiting, no one to hold. Play me a love song, then I can go home. Just a voice from the darkness and no one in view. Then out of the shadows, a face that I knew. I remembered a summer somewhere in my past, and a young man who promised a love that would last. The face had grown older and the body more thin, but I still hear the music come deep from within. Play me a love song was the call from the floor. I need something to sing as I walk out the door. The streets will be lonely, the sheets will be cold. There's nobody waiting, no one to hold. Play me a love song, then I can go home. The heart that was broken, the words that's still unsaid are boxed with the memories under the bed. Play me a love song was the call from the floor. I need something to sing as I walk out the door. The streets will be lonely, the sheets will be cold. There's nobody waiting, no one to hold. Play me a love song that I can go home. Play me a love song that I can go home. Thank you.
So that was our first. Oh, that was only a first. We've got another one, haven't we? Oh, I'm waiting for those two to appear.
No, you can. So that's the speaking bit. Good.
Okay. Sorry. Right. I was getting carried away in my own song then. So this one.
It's quite an emotional for me one though, but yeah.
Yeah, it is rather, isn't it? So this one was started by as hearing a poem by a lady named Linda Ellis. And the poem is called The Dash. And it's an extraordinary concept she has in this poem, where if you can imagine an obituary or a gravestone that has two dates on, example, 1900 to 1970, and in between those two dates is a dash. And the concept of her poem is that we shouldn't be looking at the dates. We should be just thinking about the dash and the living that person put into that dash. And so I thought, well, that's a cool idea. So I and then Karen joined me. We started work on this song that had the same sort of idea, but not obviously different words. And we called it Down to Numbers.
It was written in New Zealand.
Was it?
Yes, in a very nice in Thames. Was it Thames? No, it wasn't Thames, but yes, in a lovely place in New Zealand.
I don't remember that bit.
Oh, that was the best bit about it. No.
So here we go. It's Down to Numbers.
And it features me on my alto recorder, which I've been playing since I was 9.
Right.
That's what it sounds like as well.
Okay. They say he had a good life. Well, I really wouldn't know. But his son told me when he was young, he rode through Mexico. And there's something in that photograph. The eyes say I was there. And look, there's not an empty seat. So many people care. Soon there'll be a gravestone with dates from then to now, and in between a dash that doesn't start to tell us how. But it's the dash that really matters. The numbers count for naught. Be sure to get yours noticed. The dash is your report. We should ask ourselves the question, when we look at what is past, is it only down to numbers, or will we be remembered for the dash? go along our journey, there'll be junctions that we meet. One road might be bumpy, while another might be steep. But if we only take the downhill path, we might move too fast to see, and in a flash might miss the dash that holds the key. We should ask ourselves the question, when we look at what is past, is it only down to numbers, or will we be remembered for the dash? So I'm asking me the question, but a little's coming back. A number here, a number there, how much more can I ask? But life's clock keeps on ticking, and it never seems to slow. So I'll make time, I'll carve out mine, my dash before I go. As we ask ourselves the question, when we look at what is past, is it only down to numbers, or will we be remembered for the dash? Is it only down to numbers, or will we be remembered for the dash?
Thank you.
Wow, absolutely fantastic, guys. Absolutely.
Absolutely beautiful.
Cheers.
Gareth, very quickly, mate. I totally get the whole sort of connection thing. There's a good friend of mine, Jesse Desires, Paul and Karen now. We sort of travel up and down the country. We did a cover of a Stu Larson song. And literally within minutes of us putting it on YouTube, he liked it and shared it, and we were like, oh my God, what's going on? And you just get that overwhelming feeling. But yeah, mate, totally amazing song. Really, really beautiful. Really, really beautiful.
I did one to work as well. I put one online and Elvis replied and said he liked it.
That was Elvis from the Chippy. That was the guy from the Chippy called Elvis.
I hope you had to respond with that with just thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely.
And then he left the building.
So Andy, ask away. Ask the question. What's the nukes?
So I run a songwriting session where we kind of do webinars and things like that to help people understand the different process for kind of songwriting and ways to get inspiration and stuff like that. So I'm very keen to know, what's the process you use when you're going to write a song? Is it the same pretty much most of the time, or does it vary depending on your mood and things like that? So question to Gareth first. When you start writing a song, is it the same process? Do you start with words first, music first? How do you go about it?
It's never ever the same. Sometimes I'll just be strumming the guitar, sat on the couch, and all of a sudden a melody and some words will come in. Other times I'll carry around a phrase or something similar in my head for a few days. Sometimes I've had the chorus in my head for about a week before I've sat down and wrote it. We've got a tribe of kids in this house. We've got 4 kids, so sometimes the chance to sit down and write can be a little bit slim, especially when they were younger. Now they're a bit older, it's not too bad.
It's not enough. It's one short of a 5-a-side.
I'll play in goal. It's fine. So yeah, I kind of went with the thought process that if it sticks in my head for a little bit, then it's worth writing.
Do you capture your stuff then? Do you stuff that comes into your head? Do you write it down somewhere, or do you just let it sit in your head?
Normally, I'll let it sit in my head, and if I forget it, I kind of go, it wasn't worth me remembering, kind of thing. So, I've had that happen where I've sat down, I've really tried to remember songs. I go, I really like that, and it's gone. I will occasionally put things on my phone, but most of the time, I want it to stick in my head. If it's not going to stick in my head, it won't stick in my head, and I won't remember it when I sing it either, which isn't a good thing. But yeah, it varies each and every time. Sometimes it's something that I want to say. Sometimes it's a phrase. Sometimes, like with "She Don't Want You," it was seeing that relationship between a friend and his girlfriend. And I really liked them both, but I was seeing it, and to me, I was like, they're not right together. But obviously, I wouldn't say anything to him because he said he was happy. So it's just, and to me, then it just inspired a thought process, and a song came out of it. So
do you write quite quickly, or do you kind of maybe write something and then leave it?
No, when I sit down to write, it comes out probably within about 30 minutes.
Okay.
So
you must be like Mr. Andy Hughes. Then he does the same sort of thing. It takes me almost 4 years sometimes to finish one song.
With help.
With help. But Mr. Andy Hughes sort of finishes it off in half an hour.
I pop them out like rabbits popping babies out.
To be fair, I mean, it took Leonard Cohen, was it 18 years to finish Hallelujah?
That's right. Yeah.
So I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
it's interesting as well because some people go, I want to be inspired by something and I want something to kind of influence me to write about something. And Leonard Cohen was very famous for saying, "Oh, grow up. Just when you have to write songs, you've got to write songs to produce albums. So you just get in a room and you start writing and you see what comes out and you shape it." So I am a firm believer of you kind of engineer some of these things to make them happen. You need the seed. But
I've sat down plenty of times with the idea of I'm going to write a song. I can see my mum's wrote a comment there. I wrote a song for my dad for Father's Day. So I knew that I was going to sit down and write this song. I left it quite late. It was like 5 days before Father's Day, and I was like, right, I really need to finish this song. So that was then wrote, recorded with a few instruments, produced and uploaded with a slideshow. I got lots of people on my Facebook page to send me videos of them with the dads as well. So there's a video on my Facebook page of loads of people with the dads, or people. I always say, a dad isn't the man that potentially sired a child. It's the person that was there for them. So sometimes it was people with stepdads or just the right man in their life. So I've got lots of pictures like that going on throughout the video, which really, really nice. It was absolutely amazing to get all these images and then put them together through this song.
And do you set time aside to write, or do you just do it when it kind of takes you?
Kind of when it takes me. I don't have. It's especially with the kids being in lockdown. There isn't really a set routine at the moment. So it is. I'm very much. I do like to be inspired.
Can you not give them to the next door neighbours for about 4 hours? It worked for me.
I wish we had the house next door. The guy, he's not there. He's in the process of doing it up, so he's not living there. So,
I thought you were going to say he's got a shotgun or something.
No, no, we don't live that far out in the country. And then there's a path that goes past the other side, so there's no neighbours that side, no neighbours that side. So I can't give them to anyone.
So you should be able to pop them out then.
Either that or he's wanted by Interpol.
One or the other. One or the other.
Right, thanks very much for that, Gareth. So same question, obviously, to Karen and Paul. You've had a little bit of time to prepare listening to Gareth, so over to you. What's the process you got? That's it.
Well, as Karen very kindly says, I do the core of the writing, I suppose. Karen is my editor, so she'll say you can't really say that. It's not.
That's the same as Andy for me, really. And I'm with you. We're always sending each other stuff.
She obviously didn't edit a certain song.
Okay. Much of my stuff, I suppose about 50% of my stuff comes when I'm driving the car, funnily enough. So just because if I'm on my own, just driving along and I get an idea, for instance. So first of all, I'll pull over at the first lay-by and sing that idea into my phone. So I've got it captured at least. And that idea could be just a line, phrase or whatever, and then my next step is, well, if I make this into a song, what's the beginning, what's the middle, and what's the end? I try and find the story, if you like, not just. I don't like just words for word. I hope, I don't know whether I'll always succeed, but have a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
And then that can take quite a while, really. I've got a song that's been going on for 3 or 4 weeks now. But the funny thing is, I'm almost scared to go back to it.
But it's almost ready.
It's almost ready.
Yeah, it's almost ready.
But it does need a bit of work.
Typed up and everything. Yeah.
So I start with an idea. Very occasionally, it might be a guitar phrase, but not very often. Only that Mary Mary, funnily enough, started with that riff. And that
talking about the Mary
and I did
Marys.
write that all in one go, actually, from beginning to end. And when Karen came home from her singing, care home singing in the afternoon, I played the song in full, and it's never changed a word since.
So I guess I'm probably quite unusual then, because I tend to write first, and then I worry about melody later.
Right.
But what I often find is, because rhythmically you write in a certain style, when you then get to melody, rhythmically it follows a similar sort of pattern. So I have to consciously either listen to something or try to write in a different way in order to create different rhythms. So the rhythm is a bit I probably struggle with.
That's where normally I tinker.
Yeah.
I tinker with chords and sounds, and then show Andy or whoever and go, okay. And then then that inspires me then to start thinking of what other things I've been wanting to say.
Yeah.
So it's only since I've met Andy that I've done it the other way around. It's been really, really weird. So yeah. So there's no right or wrong, there's not, but
no.
Yeah,
if I think about the songs we just sung, Play Me a Love Song was written lyrics completely first before I'd got any idea of any melody. And then a melody, I put that to it after. Probably
sitting in my mom's living room, I think, in Germany, in Stuttgart, and but that came very quickly, didn't it? It was
Down to Numbers started with the idea. That sort of little gave me the mood, I think, more than anything.
So Gareth can be a rhythm and a melody first. He can have a phrase or something like that. You're saying more often than not, it tends to be words.
It's
mostly
words,
but sometimes a piece of melody or a phrasing will come, and you'll kind of go with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like to get the melody before I pick up the guitar, because I don't want my modest guitar playing to restrict the chords I come up with.
I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I mean?
If I only know 3 chords, the melody can only go so many ways, can't it?
Yeah, that's right. If I've got a melody on my phone and then I pick the guitar up, how am I going to do that?
Yeah. Why do my last 5 songs sound like Sweet Caroline?
Yes.
It's because it's the only melody I know. So we'll get you to play another. Probably in the time we've got, another song each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because, again, towards the end, we just want to sort of ask a little bit around albums, where people can find you if they want to buy albums, merchandise, things like that. Just before we kind of then finish off, and we'll maybe finish off with a song.
Yeah, we might do.
If we know what one we're going to do.
Yeah, we'll figure it out in the break.
Maybe we'll write one in the break. Who knows? So who went first last time?
That was me last time.
Gareth.
Yeah, Gareth.
So we'll have Paul and Karen first, and then we'll kind of finish with Gareth. So if you do one song each, introduce it, and then we'll come back in and finish off our chat.
1 second, just got to decide what it is, Ben.
Unless Gareth knows what he's playing, then he can start, because we don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't really thought. Something Karen sings. Oh, No Time.
No Time.
Shall we do that
Marvellous.
then?
Go on.
Okay.
So
See you soon.
I shall kick Gareth out and us, and we'll see you in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay. I'll take my glasses off.
No Time is a song that has come up sort of as a warning about the internet originally, because I'm known for, the stereotypes are coming up a little bit there, because I'm known for my to-do lists. I write a to-do list every morning, and but then it gets disrupted by the internet very often. I mean, things have changed a little bit since March, obviously, and we're very happy about the internet now. But before that, it was really, I've got this long to-do list, and then something catches my eye on the internet, and suddenly it's 12.
Usually on Facebook.
Usually on Facebook or something, and then it's about 12 and nothing has happened. And this is sort of the root of this song, isn't it? It's called No Time, or the Facebook Blues.
But it's funny how the internet has become our life now, really.
A lifesaver as well, isn't it?
With all our gigs that have disappeared. But so here we go. No Time, it's called.
Should be getting on with it. I know I could be almost done with this, but no time. These updates drive me mad. You would have thought that I'd be through by now, but I don't even know the who or how. There's no time. Still trying to sync my iPad. No time to think, no time to play. I really hoped to make the most of the day, but it'll all be gone in no time. No time at all. I want to paint the fence and mend the gate, but it won't happen now, it's all too late. There's no time. Thought I was first out the blocks. The garden's calling and the trees blown down. The house is falling all around me now, but no time. Won't someone stop all the clocks? No time to think, no time to play. I really hoped to make the most of the day, but it'll all be gone in no time. No time at all. I got to Google me some time-saving tips. All my Facebook friends, you're sure to know this. Private message me if you know a way. Meanwhile I can sit and procrastinate. Wait a minute, 'cause I'm almost there. Just one more friend request and post to share. There's no time. Who thought of this anyhow? I live my life in disarray. I really hoped to make the most of the day, but it'll all be gone in no time. All be gone in no time. All be gone in no time. No time at all.
I like that one. That was very good. Right. I'm going to finish off a song that my mum's actually requested me to do. I had a text before. It's a song I wrote about a relationship ending, and kind of you wanting to get that person off your mind, but you can't. And sometimes you turn to drink, and that doesn't help either. So this is called Ain't Enough Whiskey. not a cloud in the sky. Now that you're gone, it's raining all the time. Can't sleep at night without seeing your face. I drink till I pass out, the night just fades away. There ain't enough whiskey to drink you from my heart. It quiets you down, but you're never gonna fall. And soon you return and tear me apart. There ain't enough whiskey to drink you from my heart. Should have seen the sign. Your heart was out the door. You'd soon fall on, have your love no more. Things you left behind reignite the pain. Feels like murder, bullet to my brain. There ain't enough whiskey to drink you from my heart. It quiets you down, but you're never gonna fall. And soon you return and tear me apart. There ain't enough whiskey to drink you from my heart. Still go the places the ones we once shared. Say time heals all and darkness be repaired. Refill this glass to drink you away. I'm blaring the memories though you'll never be erased. There ain't enough whiskey to drink you from my heart. It quiets you down, but you're never gonna fall. And soon you return and tear me apart. There ain't enough whiskey to drink you from my heart. There ain't enough whiskey to drink you from my heart.
Oh, wow.
Okay. It was fantastic. Another song there from Paul Walker and Karen Pfeiffer and the brilliant Gareth Heesom.
Great chord to finish on, Gareth. Really nice.
We were trying to think, what would we call that kind of sound? Because Sam was going, is it that kind of Nashville country? And I was like, no. It's
the kind of, the deep, the bluesy type.
Yeah, it's more southern than that, isn't it? It's more Alabama country type thing, like the Dead South.
Down and out sort of country. Fantastic, though. Great song.
So Sam and I are going to do a song, if I can just switch this off. And then we will get Karen and Paul and Gareth back on just to find out a little bit more about where you can find them, how you can connect up with them, things to do with their albums, merchandise and stuff like that that you can find as well. So we're going to do what song?
US bound, I think. I know 90% of it.
90%.
90.
Is that so? That means I know 10%.
Yeah.
So this is a song. In fact, I should probably turn that off.
Shouldn't have put that on yet.
So this is a song for those who know me.
I don't know
heard
him.
This story
I don't know him.
times. For those who don't, I had a 20-year fear of flying, and the only place I'd ever really wanted to go to was Nashville, and the US generally, but specifically Nashville. And then I had an opportunity to go to the US, but it was to Dallas, which I kind of thought, well, I'll take that. That's still good. So I'd kind of overcome my fear of flying, and I went to the US. So obviously then coming back, I had to write a song that included everything to do with America, my love of country music, my newfound connection to flying and things like that. So this song encompasses all of that. And it even starts with an intro from a guy who I massively adore.
Don't tell him.
Called Townes Van Zandt.
Don't tell him.
Which people in the UK never get, but in the US they knew it straight away. So this is US Bound.
Yeah.
I left Manchester, England on a Monday at 11:15. I sailed into the sky 1 mile high aboard that 757. Heading west to Chicago in about 10 hours' time. When I get there, I'll be 6 hours behind. I looked out as Chicago rose before me from the window of the plane. But I wouldn't get to see her this time around, for in the airport I'd remain. As I stepped down from the plane onto the tarmac, all the waiting for me was a Dallas-bound 763. I'm US bound, only 20 years too late, and I can't wait to see the Lone Star State. There's never been a place I'd rather travel to. I hope you like me as much as I like you. 2 hours later we were touching down in Dallas, a long time overdue. I can't believe it's taken me this long to find my wings and get to you. I made it out to Grapevine, ate Judy's pie and took a walk around that regular cowboy movie town. I don't think I saw a single cowboy hat the whole time I was there. I saw trucks the size of houses, cowboy boots $1,000 a pair. A young man in a bar picked guitar and he sang a country song about being on the road too long. I'm US bound, only 20 years too late. I can't wait to see the Lone Star State. There's never been a place I'd rather travel to. I hope you like me as much as I like you. All too soon it was over, I was heading for the airport homeward bound. With photographs and memories of the things I've seen, friends that I have found. That mighty 777 headed east, high above the sea. I took a piece of Dallas home with me. And I don't know if I'll ever see your face again, and I don't know if I'm ever coming back. But I know that it's a place I could belong, a place that I could live life through my songs. I'm US bound, only 20 years too late. I can't wait to see the Lone Star State. There's never been a place I'd rather travel to. Well, I hope you like me as much as I like you.
Beautiful.
Right, speak to the audience, and I'll just bring our
Yeah, let's
guests
bring
back
him
on.
in. So, guys, what an absolutely fantastic night we've had tonight. Oh, Karen, Paul, and Gareth. Oh, absolute superstars. You've all done it.
Thank you,
Oh,
Sam.
And yourselves.
so wonderful.
That was a great song. I love the hook in that one. That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, that's what it's
Don't
about.
tell
isn't
him
it?
that, because he'll just get a big head and he'll start writing more. And he'll ring me tomorrow going, I've done another 10 songs. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I was going to save this for later, but
It's quality, not quantity, Sam.
Exactly, Karen. Exactly.
what idiot ever said that? No, that's rubbish. I figure if out of my 312 songs, there's at least 3 or 4 good ones in there.
And 2 of them I've stolen.
You only need one that is the perfect song, then you're fine.
Well, we've got a little bit of a joke going on, me and Andy. I said, I'll make him famous. You have the royalties.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So genuinely, absolutely,
Oh.
thank you very much. It's been
It's been our
fantastic.
pleasure. We've had
Thanks for having
fun.
us.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
What
It's
we
been
try
lovely
to
meet
do,
Gareth as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
what we
you-
try
you
to do
guys
is we
too.
try to bring this kind of genre of broad level country folk together. So we kind of try to find a balance between the folk side of things and the country side of things. Not country pop though, because that's just never going to be our thing. Never going to be
No,
our thing.
definitely not.
So just for my ignorance, who fits into country pop? Are you talking like
Taylor Swift.
Swifty, whatever her name is?
Well,
Taylor
Casey
Swift.
Musgroves now. When she
Alright.
first started out, she was playing and singing stuff with John Prine and that
Yeah.
beautiful kind of country folk style. But Nashville, I think, has its way, and then it sort of goes, hold on a minute, we need to get to massive mainstream, so therefore you
yeah.
need a bit more
Understand.
pop, and you need a little bit more of this, and a little bit more of this.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of
Okay.
does it, really. So when
Um,
Gareth talks about, the Don Williams and
Yeah.
that to me is country. And it's
Yeah.
not the fact that Don Williams is a country guy. It's the fact that he tells stories. It's the 3 chords and the truth, and it's
Yeah.
all the way through. They don't let it get minced by this factory that is the Nashville
The
output.
corporate.
Yeah,
I
that's
must
it.
admit,
Yeah.
Don
That's
Williams and Emmylou Harris done a beautiful version of "If I Needed You."
Oh, really?
So, yeah,
So you recognise the intro then?
I
Fantastic.
did indeed.
Without me telling. Yeah, that's good. You
Yeah,
are
it's
the
a
only
beautiful
second
song.
person in the UK.
Oh, it's a stunning song. I listen to Don Williams quite a lot, and that is a beautiful song. So if you
Yeah.
listen to him and Emmylou Harris doing it together, it's
Yeah, we'll have to check it
Yeah.
out.
it's really
What
good.
Emily
song
Harris
was that?
again.
It's called "If I Needed You."
Is
the
that
song
Towns Van Sant one?
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, Towns Van Sant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
So
that
the
one.
intro is what I stole from him.
If he plays it right.
I've loosened the capo off. So it's minor, slight, very subtle difference, but it's
Right.
you can tell.
Yeah,
it's
Andy
there.
plays the jazz version, as you could tell.
Absolutely.
So very quickly before we run out
Yeah.
of time, just so we'll come to each of you. So where can people find you? What gigs have you got coming up? If you've
Okay.
got albums that people can buy, where can they find them? Things like
And
that.
if you have got any of those, please send them to us in a private message and we'll post them on the page
Yeah.
for you as
Okay.
well. Yeah.
Gigs and everything.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Gareth if we can.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
gigs,
well-
albums, where can people connect with you and things like that?
I'm gonna have to open my phone. I've started getting a few gigs coming back, which is really, really nice. But they can find me. They can find me on Facebook as Gareth Heesom or Heesom Music. It's comes under both. My website garethheesom.com is out there as well. As for singles, I'm on Spotify and Amazon and iTunes, all the usual places. I've got I think it's 3 singles on there currently. I've got one coming out on September 18th, which is going to be "Love at Night." The song is by Mr. Remy Labar. So that's coming out there. There is a video for that on Facebook, including loads and loads of his work. He kind of gave me permission to use one of his pieces of artwork for the cover for the single.
Fantastic.
And to let me use all the as many as I wanted to make a slideshow video containing his work.
So is that you and a guitar, or is that you and a band and things?
It is, because we're in lockdown, it was me playing guitar, bass. I must admit, I got some. It is MIDI drums, which I would much prefer to have a drummer, but I couldn't play.
So all I'm
then
thinking is it's not just the guitar
well.
on its own, is it?
No, it's not just guitar on
its own.
There's a little bit more to it. There's some strings in there as well.
Cool.
But yeah, I got to have a go with my lap steel, which is quite nice. I don't get to play it very often.
Oh, you're definitely coming to play for me. I need a lap steel player.
Say to play. Well, I'm quite lucky when I have got a band. I don't know when we're going to get to play live for the first time, but as soon as we can. We've got the 6 of us, so we've got a banjo player he can play mandolin as well, and he plays ukulele. We've got a guy who plays guitar like Brad Paisley. The other guitarist can play lap steel. He can play any stringed instrument. He's a freak of nature. Give him some strings, tell him the tune, and within a few minutes he'll be playing it. Bass player and drummer are both phenomenal at what they do. So that's going to be really nice to bring a lot of these songs more to life.
So a single coming out imminently.
Spotify.
On September the 18th on all of them. So I can just say hi to Andy, who's just come to down there. He plays guitar and he is absolutely fabulous. He's just got a G bender. So he's going to be doing lots of more country twingly things on some of my songs, which is really, really nice.
I was going to say, is that a car or something?
No. He knows nothing.
Yeah.
He knows nothing.
Yeah. Just listen to some Brad Paisley, you'll hear plenty of it.
Yeah.
As for gigs, I'm not. I think it's sold out, but I'm at a festival this weekend in Lincolnshire, which is going to be really, really nice. We're going camping. I'm playing at the King's Lock on the 5th of September. I'm supporting, I think they're called Moondogs. But I don't know why the name's just gone out of my head. I'll remember it if it's wrong. But that's on September 5th. I'm playing Castle Park in Frodsham on the 19th. That's early starts at 11 o'clock in the morning till 12. So that's going to be a nice chilled out outside slot.
Pub garden type thing, or
it's a courtyard. They've got like a little art centre, and then they have a covered court. They've got a partially covered courtyard. So there's a little stage in there.
Dates when you get a second. Pop the dates on a message to me, and I'll pop them on our page as well.
And then I'm playing at the Carlton Tavern on the 3rd of October.
Cool, beer involved. That's always good.
So everyone's got to book tables and all that. So it's been really nice getting out to play again, because I've managed to. I must admit, on the first day we could go and play, I went to the King's Lock and just set up in their garden and played some songs for a couple of hours, and it was really, really nice.
Completely right, Gareth. I mean, as I say, when I went down to see Bob and then got to play on stage, it's all good, sort of doing it on live. I didn't play for a month and a half through at the start of the lockdown, and I ended up doing these streams and stuff. But you are right, seeing the reactions of people's faces is just it makes you actually realise why we do this, and why we go out and we practice our profession as much as we do, because without the audience out there and the followers, we just it's,
and that is why in streams like this, the comments from the audience and the questions and things like that are so important. Because really that's your engagement. I mean, you don't want to look at the little number that says how many people are watching, but you want people to chat and ask questions and things like that. So
and that keeps us afloat, really. We still do a live stream every Friday called Afternoon Tea with Paul and Karen. And we've started that in the beginning of April. In the beginning was twice a week, and now it's only once a week. But we still keep it going because our wonderful followers there, they just it's kind of a routine as well for us and for them as well. And the comments and everything make it just so real and interactive, and it's wonderful just to hear what people think, and that we can answer straight away to what they have to say and everything. So that's really, really nice. It makes it
and
really good.
You forget as well how important actually routine becomes.
Yeah,
because when you're in lockdown, it all just goes out the window.
Yeah.
So you kind of go, well, what am I going to do today? There's no, there's no precedent.
Yeah.
Because it is literally, isn't it? It's literally you have a diary and you go, right, where am I tomorrow?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you got to plan your whole day, and it has been like so fantastic.
Yeah, I do that in the mornings. I get up and go, where am I in an hour? I go kitchen.
So Karen and Paul, where can people find you and everything else?
Okay. So, well, as Karen's just intimated, on every Friday, which I think is tomorrow.
It is.
It is, yeah.
Tomorrow will be our 35th show. So that's 4 o'clock every Friday afternoon tea with Paul and Karen.
Bring your cup of tea and your own scone.
I was going to say, that sounds very civilized, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Afternoon tea.
It is.
Cucumber sandwiches.
Nothing wrong with cucumber.
And that's on our Facebook page, which is our names, really, I suppose.
It's Paul Walker and Karen Pfeiffer, as the word. Then our website you see below here. We've chosen to put the website on because our PayPal link is on the website as well. So if you're not on PayPal, there are other means of supporting us as well. So if you fancy supporting us or buying from our shop, of course, we've got
And in the
CDs.
shop, we've got 3 CDs. This is our first CD, which, I don't know if you can see that. It's called One by One. Our second CD was called Marble Town.
Oh, that's a great title. I might have to steal that, Paul. That's a great title, Marble Town.
Do you like that?
I might have to steal that and put it in a song.
Well, that came about. Karen said a moment ago, just when Gareth was talking, said, we haven't been very folky tonight, really, have we? We've been just doing sort of singer-songwriter type things, I suppose. And Marble Town really is referring to Kilkenny. We have a bit of an Irish influence to some of our music, and Kilkenny is known as Marble City in actual fact, but we had to downgrade it for rhyming purposes to Marble Town.
The amazing copyright,
creative license.
And then this is our most recent album called The Whole Charade.
Also quite folky, actually, but a nice mixture folky, as well. Yeah.
And are they full albums, or are they EPs?
All full albums, 10, 11, 12 tracks, whatever.
We're just about to, we've planned a new album. It was supposed to be recorded on the 23rd of March in Germany, which obviously did not quite happen.
It was going to be a live concert, and we'd got it all set up, and then, of course, at the last minute.
But that will come in the next few months. And other than that, of course, that you can find that in the shop and our website. And but other than that, of course, we're on all the normal media, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Amazon, the usual everywhere, obviously.
And alternative other dates that we're playing. We're playing the Beardy Festival.
Beardy Folk Festival.
I think that's sold out.
That's what I've modelled myself on their logo.
I have actually played once for one of the Beardy festivals. It came to Warsaw, and
He's lying. He
was
fetching water.
I'm gonna, next time on the show.
Most of our festivals, unfortunately, have been cancelled. Although we've got a couple of online shows happening on the dates, and that's all on our website anyway.
We're playing Fleetwood Folk and Blues online. We've got a few online folk clubs that we play, and then we've got our Germany tour is still going, and we're planning. We're told that it's all fine to go for October.
If you need a support act.
If you need support act.
Again, if you wouldn't mind, just drop us dates and some links and things.
Thank you,
again, we'll
get them on the show.
We'll share them as well.
Will do.
I'm conscious that it is now 7 minutes past when we were due to finish. So is there any questions or anything you want to kind of ask before we kind of close the night off that we've missed?
Not for us. We're We've had a lovely time.
Marvellous.
Thank you.
We have stunned them into silence.
We have. We definitely have.
So again, on behalf of myself and Sam,
Yeah.
thank you for giving up your time, again, free of charge. Hopefully people donate just £1 or £2. Every little bit helps when
really does.
musicians are struggling to get gigs and things.
Thank you.
And then again, like their pages, share the videos, things like that as well.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
We shall
Thank
see you
you,
next
Andy.
month. So we'll allow you to depart, and then we shall have 2 seconds where we'll talk about next month's show. So once again, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Paul.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Gareth.
See you all soon.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Gareth.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, mate. What an absolutely fantastic it's been show. It's been a fantastic
It
show
was a
tonight.
corker, wasn't it?
Oh, it
good.
really was. It really
good.
was.
Really good. And again, I just love the diversity. That's the richness
Yep.
of kind of country folk, is you see things from such broad perspectives.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
So next month we have one confirmed act. We have one who was supposedly booked in, but we're having to shift that date. So we'll kind of let you know who the other person is.
And unfortunately, normally it works. Andy's the one that's ringing me going, Sam. And I'm like, I'm fine. But this time round, unfortunately, everybody, I've got to make the confession that it's my fault. And it's like, I'm already done. I'm fine. But this time, so I've got to shuffle a couple of things about. And it will be announced soon.
So what I can tell you is next month we have a little bit of a treat. So obviously we're called the Songbird Sessions UK.
And I'm a bit upset very quickly because he's kind of pulled the plug out the bag, really, or out the sink, whatever you want to call it, right? Because like he's done something a little bit special here. So I feel like I've got to up my game, to be fair.
So what we have said, and this was probably a little bit confusing, is we're called Songbird Sessions UK. But that doesn't mean we only feature people in the UK. What we're trying to do is we're trying to bring singing and songwriting talents to people across the UK to encourage songwriting and things like that, and conversation. So next month we have a super treat. Now I connected with this guy, probably at least 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And I followed him with Instagram and then through Facebook. And his name is Jesse Terry. Absolutely stellar chap, and lovely little family as well, and he plays guitar, writes songs, and he sings beautifully as well. So I would say, but he's an American. So our little treat for you is we've got an American coming on to play country folk style music as well. So don't miss it, because he is fantastic. And then we'll also post about who else we've got from the probably more folky side.
Yeah, I'm going to up my game. Don't worry about that, people. He ain't going to win one over on me.
So it's not a competition. Yeah. So thank you very much, as always, for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do let us know if you've enjoyed it. Also, if there are things you think we need to do, things you would like us to feature, again, tell us, because it's your show, not ours. We just do it because we feel people need to know about these artists, need to see this sort of stuff, but it's for your ears. So if there's more stuff you want or different stuff you want, please do let us know.
Or there's people that you think we could be interested in to even put on here, or yourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, send us a message and we'll reply at some point, because we both have busy lives ourselves, but we will reply back to everybody that gets in touch. That's
the only
100%.
thing we stipulate is they need to have a clean input to their laptop, PC, phone, or whatever it is, so that you get the best quality sound from the acts we put on. So that's it.
That's it.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we shall see you probably next month, the end of next month, we'll see you. But we may do, I haven't told him this yet, we may do...
He's trying to one-up me again, isn't he? That's what's happening here, look.
We may do a stream ourselves on this page, just to... Because I feel like a month is quite a long time.
Yeah,
so
I think we need to make... Yeah.
Do it in between.
Okay, yeah.
And then Sam will show off some of his songs, and I'll show off a few of mine. Love you. Take care, and we'll see you hopefully in probably a couple of weeks' time, and then a month for the next show.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Like the page, share the video, do the usual sort of stuff, and spread the love.
And don't forget to, if you can, obviously, if you're rewatching this now, if you can, kindly give a little bit to the acts tonight because they've gave their time for free, and what a fantastic job they've done. It's been absolutely brilliant. So yeah, really, that's it.
Okay.
So it's good night from me.
And good night from me.
Yeah, he's a bugger, isn't he?
See you next time.
See you all soon. Bye.
Cheerio. Bye-bye.